Class 7th, Chapter 1, Integers. So today we are going to learn something new about integers, but before learning we have to recapitulate some of the concepts which we have already done in class 6. So let's begin. The first concept is natural numbers. So what are natural numbers? The numbers which came naturally when we start counting. So these are the numbers which came naturally. That is why mathematicians call those numbers as natural numbers. They are also known as counting numbers. Why? Because when we start counting, then we always start from 1. So the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, which came naturally when we start counting, they are known as natural numbers. Now the next set of numbers is whole numbers. If we add 0 to the collection of natural numbers, then we get another collection of numbers known as whole numbers. So whole number is a collection of natural number and 0. So we can say all natural numbers are whole numbers because natural numbers are already there in the set of whole number. Whole number just have one number more than natural number, and that one number is 0. So whole number is a collection of natural number and 0. Now next move on to another set of number, integers. So the first question is, what are integers? The bigger collection of numbers. Again I am repeating, the bigger collection of numbers containing whole numbers. Whole numbers means numbers from 0 to infinity, and negative numbers. Negative numbers means -1, -2, -3, all those numbers with a negative sign. So negative numbers and whole numbers, their collection is known as integers. So integer is a bigger collection of number containing whole numbers and negative numbers. So integer contains whole numbers and negative numbers both. So we can say every whole number is an integer. Every natural number is also an integer. So now let's try to understand these collection of numbers by means of a diagram. Here we have three collection of numbers. The first one is our natural numbers, the second one is whole numbers, and the third one is integers. Natural numbers means our counting numbers which starts from 1. Whole number is a collection of natural number and 0. So we can say this natural number is contained in a set of whole numbers because whole number have one number more than natural number, and that one number is 0. So this smallest circle, this represent the set of natural number which is contained in the set of whole numbers. Now integers. Integers are collection of whole numbers and negative numbers. That means whole numbers are contained in the set of integers. So that is why the biggest circle, that biggest circle represent our integers containing negative numbers and whole numbers both. So we can say our natural numbers are integers, whole numbers are also integers. Now let's move on to representation of integers on a number line. So how do we represent integers on number line? In class 6th, you have learned that integers can be represented on a number line in two ways. The first one is horizontal representation. In horizontal representation, you are going to represent integers on a horizontal line. So here this is a horizontal line representing our integers. This point A mark the point 0. On the right hand side of A, all the positive integers exist, and on the left hand side of A, all negative integers were marked. So in this way you can represent integers on a horizontal line. Now let's move on to the next representation, vertical representation of integers. So here we have a vertical line. This point A represents 0, and the positive integers, they are marked above this point A, and the negative integers, they are marked below this point. So in this way you can represent integers on a vertical line. In class 6 you have learnt about addition and subtraction of integers. So just quickly recapitulate all those things which we have learnt under addition of integers and subtraction of integer. So let's learn the first concept, that is addition of integers. When two positive integers are added, we get a positive integer. So the first fact says that when you add two positive integer, then again you get a positive integer. For example, 2 plus 4 equals to 6. Here 2 is a positive integer, 4 is a positive integer, and after adding 2 and 4 you are getting 6, which is again a positive integer. Similarly, 6 plus 3 equals to 9. Now the second fact says when two negative integers are added, we get a negative integer. So whenever you are adding two negative integers, then the result which is obtained is again a negative integer. For example, minus 2 plus minus 4. So minus 2 is a negative integer, minus 4 is a negative integer, and when you are adding minus 2 and minus 4, then the result is minus 6, which is again a negative integer. Similarly, minus 6 plus minus 3 equals to minus 9. So from the above two facts, we observe that when we add two integers of same sign, I am again repeating, whenever we are adding two integers with same sign, then we get a result having the same sign. So whenever we are adding two positive integer, then we are getting a positive integer, and whenever we are adding two negative integers, then we are again getting a negative integer. Now what about if we add a positive integer and a negative integer? So let's see. Here, when a positive integer and a negative integer are added, we may get a negative integer or a positive integer. So whenever you are trying to add a positive integer and a negative integer, then either you get a positive integer or a negative integer. So in some cases we will get a negative integer, and in some cases we will get a positive integer. So the question arises, why? To understand this, you have to just look at the following examples. In the first one, I am taking minus 2 and 4, and in the second example, I am taking 2 and minus 4. So after adding minus 2 and 4, you will get 2, and after adding 2 and minus 4, you will get minus 2. So in the first one, we are getting a positive integer. In the second one, we are getting a negative integer. So just compare these two values. Here the result has the same sign as the sign of bigger integer. So the bigger one is 4. and 4 has a positive sign, so the result will also has a positive sign. In the second one, again 4 is greater than 2, so that is why the result which we get has a negative sign, which is the sign of 4 here. Now let's move on to other examples. Minus 6 plus 3 equals to minus 3. Why? Again 6 is greater than 3, so the result which we get has the same sign as the sign of this number 6. So 6 has a negative sign, so the result will also has a negative sign. In the last one, 6 plus minus 3 equals to 3. Again 6 has a positive sign, so the result will also has a positive sign. So from the above examples, we observe that when we add one positive and one negative integer, then we subtract them as a whole numbers by ignoring their signs. So when you are adding one positive and one negative integer, then you have to just subtract them by ignoring their sign. So here we are adding minus 2 and 4. So when you are adding minus 2 and 4, then you have to just subtract them. So 4 minus 2 equals to 2. After subtracting, put the sign of bigger number with the integer obtained after subtracting them. So after subtracting the result which you will get, you have to just put the sign of bigger number with it. So in the first one, our bigger number is 4, so the result is plus 2. In the second one, the bigger number is 4 having a negative sign, so the result is minus 2. In the third one, the bigger number is 6, so the result is minus 3 because 6 has a negative sign. In the last one, 6 is positive, so the result is also a positive integer. So the sign of the result which we will going to get after adding them depends on the bigger number. Now let's move on to subtraction of integers. But before learning about subtraction, we have to learn about a term known as additive inverse. What is additive inverse? Additive inverse of a number is a number that when added to a given number gives 0. So additive inverse of a number is a number which when added to this number to give 0. For example, if I want to find out the additive inverse of 3, then I have to find a number which when added to 3 gives 0. So the number is minus 3. If we add minus 3 to 3, then we will get 0. So that means additive inverse reverses the sign of a real number. That is, the additive inverse of 3 is minus 3 and the additive inverse of minus 3 is 3. If I ask to find out the additive inverse of 5, then the answer is minus 5, because when we add minus 5 to 5, then 5 plus minus 5 equals to 0. And if I want you to find the additive inverse of minus 5, then the answer is 5. Again, minus 5 plus 5 equals to 0. So additive inverse reverses the sign of real number. Now let's move on to subtraction of integers. So to subtract an integer from another integer, we are talking about subtraction of integers, and we are saying that to subtract an integer from another integer, it is enough to add additive inverse of the integer that is being subtracted to the other integer. So what does this mean? Let's try to understand this by this example. 2 minus minus 4. So you have to subtract minus 4 from 2. So instead of subtracting minus 4 from 2, you have to just add the additive inverse of minus 4 with 2. So here I am adding additive inverse of minus 4. Minus 4 additive inverse is 4. So instead of subtracting minus 4 from 2, I am adding additive inverse of minus 4 with 2. So 2 minus minus 4 is equals to 2 plus 4, which is equals to 6. In the second one, I am subtracting minus 4 from minus 2. So again, instead of subtracting, I am going to add additive inverse of minus 4. Additive inverse of minus 4 is 4. So I am adding 4 with minus 2. So minus 2 plus 4 equals to 2. In the third example, I am subtracting 4 from minus 2. So again, instead of subtracting 4 from minus 2, I am going to add additive inverse of 4 with minus 2. So I am going to add additive inverse of 4, which is minus 4 with minus 2. As we have already learned that minus 2 plus minus 4 equals to minus 6. So here we learned that instead of subtracting an integer from another integer, it is enough to add the additive inverse of the integer which is being subtracted to the other integer. So in this way you can subtract integers. This whole process you have learned already in class 6.